Hey everyone, I just did my Tupac speech and it didn't record. The camera turned off and I got very upset, but that's what's gotten me this far in life is just going on. So I'm going to do the speech again right now because it means that much to me and for an audience of nobody here except for all of you watching. And I want to talk about my hero Tupac Shakur, the rose that grew from concrete. He's born Lizaine Parish Crooks, June 16, 1971. He dies September 13, 1996 at 25. 25 years old. How much did you guys accomplish at 25? 25, and to do what he did is absolutely amazing. The closest that I'll ever get to him is this book. A friend had his mother sign it. It's Hollis, Peace, Love, and Respect to Fenny Shakur. So that's the closest I'll ever get. I'm very thankful for this. A long time ago, I used to do comedy, and for 20 bucks I found a silver Death Row Records medallion, and it took me all summer long. I did a lot of lawns, but for some reason it was very important at the time for me to have it made out of solid gold. And I used to wear this when I would do my stand-up comedy, sort of a good luck charm. And people would look at me, it would get a laugh like, what's this white guy doing with a Death Row Records medallion? But I didn't care because what they thought, it was a good luck charm for me. He was cultivated in prison. That is, his mother, Fenny Shakur, a former Black Panther, was facing 300 plus years. She was pregnant with him in prison, and she beats the case, and he's born in New York. And he's an introspective, quiet, unassuming kind of kid. He reads a lot, search for knowledge, a search for what's going on around the community. And they moved to Baltimore, him and his mother. He's raised by a single woman, largely, and he gets into this Baltimore School for the Performing Arts, where he studies ballet, music, reading, and he had said later that if he wasn't exposed to these great things, he may have become a different person. He then moves to Marin City in California, and he is introduced to the group Digital Underground, who are known for the Humpty Dance. And they say, we'll hire you as a roadie. It's not a lot of money, it's not glamorous, but you're going to learn a lot, you're going to meet people, and he does. And he learns the art of poetry and rapping, and he gets a shot on this verse on Same Song. And he goes to an audition, which was for his friend. He gets the movie Juice. Juice is the East Coast answer to Boys in the Hood, which was a story about 4 Harlem youths. And at that time, his first album comes out, Tupacalypse Now. He's 20 years old, and he said, this was my report on what I've seen. When people say, why do you talk about this negative stuff? And he said, I have to talk about it because maybe you'll change it. He's talking about the corrupt police that he sees. He's talking about teenage pregnancies, violence, and gangs. And the brilliance of him was his use of acronyms. His next album, my favorite rap album of all time, is 1993, Strictly for My Niggaz, which stood for Never Ignorant, Getting Goals Accomplished. My first encounter with him, his existence, was this single. You guys remember Tapes for I Get Around, which is a poppy kind of song? I thought it was good at the time, and then I delved more, and I really fell just in love with the art of this man, his intelligence. And then he comes out with the Thug Life album, which was with a group of rapper friends, and it stood for The Hate You Give Little Infants F's Everybody. And then he has a #1 album in the country, Me Against the World, which is an album I've revisiting lately a lot. He talks about not having friends, being alone, getting goals accomplished, being driven, trusting no one. And he himself said this was his favorite album. He releases rap's first double album ever, All Eyes on Me, which is a great album. But I prefer his earlier work because the later work, some of it, was more poppy kind of feel. And I prefer his earlier, we need to do something now, and this is what we're going to do, take action kind of message. He dies, and the Machiavelli album was the last album he recorded. It's released, I think, weeks after his death, perhaps maybe a couple of months or so. And the cool thing is the work ethic, where people go, why do you love this guy? His work ethic, about not waiting till tomorrow, getting it done now, and getting it done his way. He had 150 tracks that were unreleased when he died. 150 tracks. When an artist usually dies, they have an album, maybe 150 tracks. So they released the double album, Are You Still Down? album, greatest hits album, double album, on and on and on. And he was just a brilliant man. You know, he had said, I had no police record until I made a record. And he, you know, got in a lot of trouble, and I believe perhaps was destined to die. If he didn't die in '96, it would have happened perhaps another way, although he was maturing all the time. But what he lives behind is a legacy, and he said, I don't believe I'll change the world, but I will spark the brain of the person that will change the world. And his real overriding message was, if you give us a chance, we can do anything. Which I interpret my own way as take your chance. Take your chance and you can accomplish anything. I've been listening to him since 1993, it's 2015, and I wish I could have met him, because I do love Tupac, and I always will, for teaching me to be real and to be driven and to go after it now and to seize it and take it. And what else did I want to say? There's a lot of theories about him. Maybe he's not dead. I mean, he is dead, and theories are like Elvis. They're always going to be out there. I mean, I'm sure you've all seen the autopsy photo. I mean, he's no longer amongst us. But if you listen to his lyrics and give him a chance, he was talking about way more than rims and women, and in a negative way, and blunts and so forth. And he was also very opposed to drugs. He did smoke a lot of marijuana, but because his mother was a former crack addict who later recovered, he was vehemently against drugs. So his message, although sometimes misconstrued, was, again, basically get up and do it. And you're not going to give me a chance, I'm going to take it, and I'm going to do it. And like I said, it's been kind of a tough year for me. I've been running really hard. I'm doing all these books and now setting up book deals and release dates. But LA can be a very tough place, and I liken myself to be a very real person. All I will leave behind besides my books is my word. I mean, they'll remember me as an honest person. That's very, very important to me. And I struggle out here in Los Angeles with finding the truth. I much prefer the truth being told to my face. So I've been listening to him a lot, even extra lately, because he has always been the source of truth for me. So thanks for watching, and this is for me a very important speech. I felt I had to do this again, and I guess the message again is take your shots, don't wait for them, and be true to you, because people, it's already 2015 and we're going to be gone in the blink of an eye, and that's why I do the running that I do now. And while certain things are out of my control, I'd really like to start a family. A lot of things are in my control about my destiny of doing my books and how I want to be remembered. So if you have a dream, just go and do it. Don't talk it, just do it. And just tell the truth and be real. We need more real people, I think, in this world. And thanks for watching. Thank you.